today I'm going to show you how to make fun and quite simple page using those set of dies and a market square collection from Create Paper. It's not a brand new collection, but I haven't used it a lot, so I thought it will be fun to reach out for this line. I am going to create a layout with strips that will be like highlighted with slim dies, slim borders, and some extra tabs, so you will see later. I'm starting with cutting out pieces of pattern papers. I don't remember how many I've cutted, but I wanted to keep this kind of pinkish mustardy yellow color palette, and I picked a blue cardstock for the background, so I will be adding this dirty blue color too. I'm trimming it a bit because I don't want it to be 12 inches wide, but I'm not measuring it. I'm just eyeballing everything because it won't be even, it will be wonky, crooked. So, you know, my projects, I usually do not make like a very straight line. So I will arrange picture between the strips. I'm just trying where, and I'm figuring out the patterns. And this is kind of quite a limited color palette, and I'm going through the smooth cardstock pads in Harvest, Boho, and I think Floral sets to die cut some slim dies, and I will be using this cute row of hearts and the second cute row of hearts outlines, and I will be cutting them off camera on my new Sizzix Switch Plus machine that has like a different stand. It's too big to fit on my desk, so I just get up, cut out, and come back. So I didn't record this part on the video. I'm just choosing the right colors first that will match the papers, and this is it. All the strips are cut out. I also choose like a third one. Here are the hearts that are from the inside of the heart strips, and I will be also using the same colors of cardstock to cut out those tabs. They are also from scrapbook.com. They don't need to be only for marking in planners or in documents. I am going to use them on layout, and I cutted them out of camera too using the same die cutting machine. I'm just testing it. It's a new one. I will have a video for you after I will have some like conclusions, whether it's worth the money or not. I need to test it first. So I'm arranging the tabs on my page. I also chose the hard one and just a generic tab in a generic shape, and I'm going to add them to some strips. That is why I chose the strip theme to add those tabs. So the tabs were like initial idea. I just knew I wanted to use them, and making strips of paper was like a second idea after I was thinking how to incorporate those dies. So it started with dies, not with a picture this time. I think I scrapbooked this picture before already or not. I think yes, but it doesn't matter for me because sometimes I create the pages only for the joy of creating, not for documenting purposes. And to be honest, after I make a page, I usually kind of put it to the box, and I barely come to them, come back to them. I uh, I walk through my albums a lot, and my kids like looking through them too, but we do not go through layouts. They are just too big and not so handy, and I do not store them in albums, so it's even harder to just swipe through them. After I glue down the tabs, I'm gluing down the strips of paper, and I'm just adding glue on the middle section of the paper. I'm not gluing it from the edge to edge because I will be bending edges. I like to tuck things behind, so I never add glue to the very edge in cases like this. Is it me? Maybe you are doing the same. You like to have this safety net, so you will be able to tag some elements later, or it's easier to remove the paper if you don't like how it looks. But for me, it's like I always do that. I never glue down to the very edge. And I'm gluing down the picture with the one layer of cardboard to add a little bit of dimension. And I will arrange the strips now. I'm using 3 different patterns, and they are not evenly placed. They are peeking out uh, from the background of pattern papers. And as you can see, I'm incorporating the blue color, which I didn't add as a pattern paper. And I really wanted to highlight it because you can't see it, but my daughter has a blue t-shirt on this picture, so there is blue on the photo, and that's why I wanted to add the blue on the papers. Sorry. I hope I didn't infected you with yawning. And now it's time to glue everything down. And the row of hearts, the heart outlines is very intricate. That's why I'm using a glue I was going to use the glue in this fine tip applicator, but it was, I think, clogged. And maybe I'm unclogging it right now. I was trying to unclog it, but I think it didn't work. So I think I just grab a glue and try to apply small dots of it on some areas. So I'm not 100% happy with my fine line applicator apparently. And I'm gluing everything down, all the strips, and after they will be glued down, I will add some stitching with my sewing machine, and I will stitch through every tab, not the strips of hearts, but through the tabs. Using white thread, and I will do this off camera too, so I will just be back with the final results of this process. After I glue down all the strips, I'm going through some more. I am not sure if I added something more. I was just trying them, but then I don't think I was happy with anything else on the page again. Sorry. So I think it's all we get. I'm also kind of bending the edges of the paper. That's why I didn't add glue to the very edge. And here is the part where I already add stitching through the tabs. And I left the thread loose. I didn't trim it down. I like this effect of thread kind of lying on top of the composition. And now it's time to embellish the project, and I'm using ephemera pieces from a Market Square collection, some flowers, tags, and I already selected few of those. So those you are seeing in the blue plate, they are not the whole pack. I went through the whole pack and I chose the ones that I thought may match the page, and the rest is in the second bowl. Well, not bowl, on the second plate, so it's not everything that is included into this collection. And I think I made one page already with it, so I have most of my ephemera pieces still intact. And I'm cutting them into pieces. As you can see, you don't always have to use the whole ephemera piece. If you only like a piece of it, use just a piece of it, like I'm doing here. I trim down the tag because well, I could use the whole tag, but I already glued down the paper, so I will not unglue the paper. I will just trim the tag. You won't see that there is no other part of the tag beneath it. So it's like a little bit of cheating, but not. You still think there is a whole tag behind it. So I'm doing it often with many elements because I prefer to glue down papers and then come back to embellishing. Otherwise, if I do not commit to the part of the process, I will be moving things around and I will never finish the process of of making layout. And now it's time for the last step, adding title. And I'm using this alpha die set from scrapbook.com. It's called Opposites Attract, and I'm using just the capital letters, and I will be cutting cute as a button title using cardstock in craft color, and blue cardstock I used for some elements on the page already. And I'm cutting every letter twice to make them thicker. So I will glue two of exactly the same letters together, and they will be sturdier, and they will kind of um, look better on the page, I would say, especially the blue letters that are quite thin. So I added one cardstock, craft cardstock letter beneath them, and they become very sturdy. And as you can see, I unclogged my fine line applicator, and I already glued down cute and button, and now all it's left is SA button. So I'm gluing them down and page is done. I'm splashing everything with gold mist to kind of add a little bit of mess. As you know, I love messiness on the pages. So this is like my signature touch for every page, and voila, it's done. I really love the colors. I love how it turned out. Here are some close-ups of the page, and I hope you like my process. I love including die cuts into the pages. Because I do not make a lot of cards, so this way at least I know I used my dies. Here are some other videos you may like. Subscribe to my channel to never miss another video. And thank you so much for staying with me, and see you soon on some other video. Bye!